Okay, so this is a video that I'm making right now, and I kind of want to go through and explain some stuff verbally, what it is that I practice in my practice, my gifts that I do have, without saying too much or exposing too many of my secrets, because in the world of the craft, when stuff is told, it loses its ability, its capabilities and powers, and I do want some of the stuff that I do to be witnessed eventually by grandchildren and nieces and nephews and whatever is to come. So in my bloodline, I can trace my bloodline all the way back to Micronesia, and my gifts actually come directly from the islands and its surrounding cousins and all the people who were on the islands. So it's a small portion of my identity, my genetic makeup, but it's just enough that it has quite a bit of power. I'm also very much connected to some people in the Hollywood Hills, and I've always been interested in acting since I was very young. And like TV is something that I do quite a bit. I love acting. I love it's where I get my intuition, and so between the use of water and storms and weather magic, and then ancestral chants and rhymes, and I like my gift comes from my voice. Like my voice is something that I've used since I was very young. I've been able to manipulate and use light and magic with my voice when I speak in certain tongues. And you'll talk to other traditional witches here on YouTube, and they will explain their gifts to you. But I started becoming interested in the craft since I was almost 11 years old, so I developed at an early age. I'm now studying the Necronomicon and the ancient grimoire texts of raising the dead. That's a gift that I've been able to see, you know, via media and other forms. Like I said, I'm very much connected to acting and filmmaking. That's something that I do. So on my YouTube channel, you're going to see a lot with filmmaking, because that's where a lot of my ability comes from. And Hecate is a goddess that I've followed, and that is a goddess who either opens or closes doorways on you based off of what you do and how you treat people and everything else, whatever she wants to work on you with. And she also opens a doorway for all of your talents. So if you're interested in getting involved or using your magic with your talents, or developing magic with your talents, she is a very awesome goddess for that. There's witchy writers, there's witchy dancers, there's witchy singers and songwriters and actors, and I'm an actor, and there's all of that. I'm not saying that I'm an actor as a witch, because anybody can be a witch. I'm a young black male, and I am an Eastern black male, and that is my connection. And it seems at this point that there seems to be a witch for almost everything. There's a witch for almost every culture, and almost all of us have come out of the woodwork at this point. I like to call myself a hag, because I'm almost ancient in my practice. It goes back millennials and centuries of speaking in tongues, and using it and for shows and everything. So that's where my gifts are coming from. But I'm exhilarated, absolutely exhilarated and exonerated. Absolutely exhilarated, I should say, to share my gifts with other people, and just, like, be blessed. Like I said, witchcraft is not the only thing I do. Wisdom is not the only thing I practice. Cunning magic is not the only thing I practice. I'm very interested in acting, and that's where a lot of my gift and my intuition comes from. I typically read my tarot cards 2 or 3 times a day, and so I'm always try to be 2, 3 steps ahead of the people around me. And between divination and bone throwing and working with necromancy and dreams, I'm a very active witch, and I'm an active witch in my community, and I gain the respect of people around me, and I'm working and studying under priestesses. And I do live in the heart of the ghetto in the northern states, right in the mitten. And I'm coming actually from Seattle, right by the sea. So that's where my gifts are coming from: the sea and weather magic, and speaking with the tongue of manna. So that's my gift, and those are my talents, and that's the practices that I study right now. So, blessed be in love and light. And I would love to hear any stories from any other witches or practitioners, even if you're just pagan or you're psychic or you're intuitive or sensitive, whatever the case may be, or a traditionalist, and you just study witchcraft or whatever it is, or fairies, or I don't work with fairies, but I do work with angels, Nephilim. I work with heavy magic and heavy spirits, even jinn. So whatever people want to share with me personally, I would love to hear it. I love to hear stuff like that, and just we can have a full conversation on it, and it would be absolutely amazing. But I just love showing off my gift to the world and being a strong person in my community, because they can't persecute us at this point. It's 2022, and hopefully we never have an inquisitional period again. Hopefully people will live and let live, and fairly take and fairly give, because some of us who were here eons and eons and eons ago are still walking this planet, and always will be, hopefully. I know I will be. So with that, love and light.